And Madam Chair, you are now live.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So I'd like to start by calling this meeting to order at 12:01. I'd like to start with a quick roll call just to make sure AB is working well for everyone. So Ms. McKenzie?
Here.
Thank you. Mr. McQueen?
Here.
Thank you. I believe we do not have Mr. Hollis. Mr. Martin?
Here.
Thank you. And we have regrets from Councillor Cleary. So that's great. Everyone is live and we can hear you. So that's a good start. I'll move on to the approval of the minutes of September 13th, 2021. Does anyone have any requests for correction or amendments to the minutes? Hearing none, I'll ask for a mover and a seconder, please.
I can move.
Thank you. Moved by Ms. McKenzie, seconded by Mr. McQueen. So that the minutes of the September 13th, 2021 Investment Policy Advisory Committee be approved as presented. And that motion passes. Ms. Clerk, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The clerk's office did not receive any notification of additions or deletions.
Thank you. And I'll ask the questions of the members. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none. Oh, welcome, Mr. Hollis.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So if there are no amendments to the agenda, I'll ask for a motion to approve, please.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Motion made by Mr. Hollis. And a seconder, please.
Second.
Oh, thank you. Seconded by Ms. McKenzie. Great. So that the agenda of the December 6th, 2021 Investment Policy Advisory Committee meeting be approved as presented. All those in favor signify by saying yay.
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 Excellent. And that motion passes. There were no business arising from the minutes. I'll now make a call for declaration of conflict of interests. Does anybody have any conflicts they would like to declare? Hearing none, we'll proceed. There are no considerations of deferred business. So with that, we'll move on to the Treasurer's report for the quarter ending September 30th, 2021. So the report was circulated to the committee, and I'll just give you a quick high-level Coles Notes overview of what happened in the quarter. So for the quarter, we had one investment at a cost of $31 million versus three at a cost of $47 million during the same quarter prior year. Our strategy remains the same. We allocate to our high-interest investment savings accounts and purchase government securities as per investment policy guidelines. So right now, investment income is over budget, and that's due to a higher than forecasted cash flow and higher than forecasted interest rates. So when we originally did the plan, we were very conservative with what we were forecasting for cash, as well as we left room for rates to be lower. I'm pleased to say it's held up a little bit, but it's held up better than we had thought. So that's why that accounts for that. It was conservative forecasting on our behalf. So the total cash held in the high interest savings accounts at the quarter end was $513 million. At the quarter end, there were no bonds held. We did have our semi-annual rebalance, and it occurred after we received our final tax bill, October 31st. We took that opportunity to add government bonds to the portfolio. So you'll see those reported in the next quarterly report, but not in the September report. So I'll note that our tax bill collections have remained robust in spite of COVID. The municipality does have several large capital projects kicking off. For example, you may have heard about the initiative at the Cogswell Interchange. So we'll start to see some of the balances that we've built up start to be spent a little bit faster. So as well, as you know, we've experienced a decline in money market rates as older investments have matured and were reinvested as lower rates. We do expect that to see those rates start to creep back up, just given what's happening in the markets. As well, since COVID, we've had rate declines in our high interest savings accounts. So those rates are linked to prime, and as prime dropped, so did those rates. Additionally, as COVID had progressed last year, some banks adjusted their rate tiers. So for example, a bank may offer a tier of prime minus 1.55%. and that would be the rate we would earn on funds held in that account. During COVID, some of those tiers were adjusted, so we were receiving a lower percentage. So, I'm happy to say we're starting to see some of those tiers be restored a little bit, which is a good signal that the banks are confident the Bank of Canada will actually raise rates beginning next year. So using the RBC Money Market Survey, municipalities' returns are over the benchmark's first quartile, so we're comfortable saying we've met our objective of competitive rate of return. So looking forward, we look forward to higher interest rates in the new year. Good for investors, maybe not if you're a debt holder, but from HRM's perspective, that won't be a bad thing to get a few more basis points on the portfolio. So we continue to be focused on monitoring our cash flow, particularly as our capital projects ramp up. And we do try to match our investment maturities to cash flow requirements as best we can. So depending on the timing of certain projects, we do better than others at forecasting when those are required. But yeah, we do work closely with our capital team as far as forecasting when certain expenditures are coming and going. And so to wrap up, we feel we've met our policy objectives pertaining to preservation of capital, liquidity, and competitive rate of return. So with that, that's my summary, and I turn it over. And I actually will note, I just see on the line we have Aaron Kahn. So Aaron is in my team. He is the Senior Treasury Analyst. So welcome, Aaron. Glad that you could join us on the call.
Thanks,
So anyway, yes. Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Excellent. So yes, would anyone have any questions? Hearing none, we'll move along to the draft Investment Policy Advisory Committee report for the quarter ending September 30th, 2021. So this motion is to take the report that has been written and take it to our Audit and Finance Committee. So the motion is that the Investment Policy Advisory Committee recommend that the Audit and Finance Standing Committee forward the investment activities quarter ending September 30th, 2021 report to Halifax Regional Council as an information item. And I will need a mover and a seconder for that, please.
I can move.
Thank you. Moved by Mr. McQueen. And a seconder, please.
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Martin. Thank you very much. Sorry, does somebody have their hand raised in the chat? Oh, thank you, Annie. Excellent. No, I think we're all good. So all those in favor signify by saying yay, please.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you. That motion passes. So the next item for discussion is 7.1.2, the Investment Policy Advisory Committee 2022 proposed meeting schedule. Annie did circulate the proposed dates. I can read them off again if you like. The proposed dates for next year are March 7th, June 6th, September 12th, and December 5th. So we do set these in advance. So we would ask for a mover and a seconder to approve the meeting schedule as presented. Does anyone have any concerns with the proposed dates? All good? Excellent. I will ask the committee, thoughts on virtual versus in person? What's everyone think?
I like the virtual format personally, but I don't mind in person too. It's nice to get to know people a little better, but maybe there could be a mix, maybe a hybrid.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the virtual as well, but again, I'm not opposed to in person.
Excellent.
Agreed. Same. Yeah. Maybe a combination for next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least one in person, maybe.
Yeah.
Just
I think that would be good.
Excellent.
In nice weather seasons.
Agree. I totally agree. Actually, you took the words right out of my mouth. That March meeting is always a little dicey as far as the weather. And, it is downtown. So if there's any inclement weather, it does make it a bit more challenging. So I think it's a great idea that we plan for at least the March meeting to be virtual. And maybe the June meeting, we'll get out and get down to City Hall and meet in person, have a lunch.
Perfect.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. So if there are no questions on the proposed meeting dates, I'd ask for a mover and a seconder for that the Investment Policy Advisory Committee approve the 2022 meeting schedule as presented.
I'll move.
Thank you. Moved by Mr. Hollis.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. McKenzie. Thank you very much. Let's see. Oh, sorry. All those in favor, please say yay.
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 Thank you. The motion passes. So the date of our next meeting will be in March. And with that, the only thing left is a motion to adjourn.
Can I just ask a quick question on the dates? Are you going to be sending out invites just to get them in our calendars? I'm sure you will.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, great.
Sure will. Thank you. Yeah. All right.
I can move to adjourn.
Excellent. Thank you. Motion to adjourn by Ms. McKenzie. And the committee adjourned at 12:12 p.m. We're fast talkers.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you guys so much for your time, for coming out. I know it's a busy time of year. I wish everyone well in December for the holiday season. And I hate to be cliche, but we'll see you in the new year.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your holidays, everyone.
Yes,
Thank
happy
you.
holidays, everyone.